to thank y'all for tuning in with us this afternoon. We got our first annual pre-Iron Bowl Homeboyz around the table talk. You know, we're just gonna be just kicking the bowl like men do, giving you our predictions, who we think gonna be successful, throw some stats at you. Just we got several local hometowns student athletes that are gonna be playing this year. And like I said, once again, we're just gonna sit back, just kicking y'all some stats. If y'all feel free, you can hit us up on YouTube or Facebook. Because following next week at the halftime, we'll have this show again, and we may end up answering some of your questions. We'll be joined tonight by Coach OJ. We got Coach DBoz here. First of all, I want to thank him, Boz Reynolds, for being a proud sponsor of the show. If you need your spacewalks, your train rides, popcorn machines, candy machine, hell, he'll party on wheels. There will be a number following this segment. You can hit him up on Facebook also. Then we also being proud to be joined by our other coach, Coach D-Lo, sitting over there representing T-Town. We're going to open up this forum first of all. We're going to let Coach Baldy, the proud sponsor of the show, start us off. Come on, Derek, let us know what you want to get.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. We're trying to do something new this year. Iron Bowl, pre-Iron Bowl, kickoff segment, something never been done. So, you know, I came up with the idea, let's do a pre-Iron Bowl show since this is going to be the biggest Iron Bowl of all times. No mistakes about it. Everybody gonna be grilling, having a good time. If you want to come by here, have a good time. We're gonna have barbecue, free drinks. I mean, gonna be plenty of drinks. So you're more than welcome to come by. And we just want to get this thing rolling because we know it's gonna be big. So just be patient, tune in, watch the show, enjoy yourself. We're gonna get started off with my man D-Lo, the diehard Alabama fan. He's gonna get his prediction on what he think, and we're gonna go with it. What you think, D-Lo?
You know what, I think it's going to be an epic battle of Alabama. You got two outstanding teams that's playing next weekend, and Auburn with one loss and Bama being undefeated. I think it's going to be a lightweight shootout.
Lightweight.
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout. I mean, it's a battle of two quarterbacks, two outstanding quarterbacks. I may add. You got one quarterback who's proficient on accuracy, then you got another quarterback who's mobile as well as accurate. So, you know, you got the battle of the quarterbacks. So I think
well, not so fast, my friend. Nah, nothing against Nick Marshall. He's not a legend yet like AJ McCarron.
No, he's not a legend.
I mean, he's a good quarterback,
right,
but he's a running quarterback.
Right.
So it's gonna take more than him running to beat Alabama.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying. I mean, with him, he's averaging 823 yards a game. I mean, averaging 823 yards this season. You know, on 100.
Yeah, he had 823 yards.
Yeah, so it's going to be up to the defense to try to contain him as much as possible, and better yet, keep him off the field as long as possible.
Yeah.
In order for Alabama to obtain that victory, that Iron Bowl victory.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I agree with that, but I also got to say too to that aspect. I really don't see Alabama. I haven't seen Alabama really contain the read option formation yet. I haven't seen that contained because they really haven't been faced with it.
Right.
So that's going to be a big question to me in hand is Alabama going to be able to contain it? Now, I do know that Alabama has a strong defense. C.J. Mosley, proud of Navajo Park. Hey, you are that. But you're going to need some help on the outside this time, C.J., because it just can't be you out there. Now, also as well, your cornerbacks are suspect. So with running that read option offense, we are subject to being pulled up on with a quick pass. So you will be beat deep if you bite too hard. And that's something that y'all would definitely have to understand and start to maintain.
That's one area on our team that needs a little help, and they're gonna start with the recruiting on that next year.
But we got to get this understood. We got to get this understood for the Iron Bowl this year, 2013.
Right,
we can't worry about next year.
So I mean, it's gonna be up to our offensive line to get to that. I mean, the defensive line to get to that quarterback as much as possible and stir him up and get him out that pocket, and for the linebackers to stay at home or you know what I'm saying. They got to play smart. Everybody got to play smart because if Nick Marshall get to throwing that ball deep, it's gonna be a long night for the Bama fans.
Yeah, he read that. But if you look at it, like I was listening to what y'all was saying earlier, if you look at Alabama, Alabama is ranked #1 as far as in rushing defense. They rank #1 as rushing defense in the SEC. Auburn is ranked #1 as far as rushing offense. So that's where it's gonna come down to. You ask me, it's gonna come down to being in the trenches. You know, yeah, we know y'all Bama DBs are suspect. You know, we realize that because I don't think they have saw the speed that they're going to see next Saturday. They haven't saw that speed before. Team speed.
Closest thing that came to that was LSU.
Yeah,
they did a good job. That's my team. They did a good job with that. I can't give them that. Les Miles, you made a few bad calls out there, but I mean, hey, we'll look forward to that next year. But yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, like I say, with the rushing offense, you know, Auburn being #1 in the SEC with the rushing offense, I think Derek and I were looking at the stat earlier, and I think it had Alabama defense is averaging giving up 10 points a game, where Auburn defense is averaging giving up 22 points a game. Right. So, you know, that's a 12-point differential right there. But I think with the game being played on the plains, the 12th man, the crowd, shall I say, gonna have a lot to do about it. Gonna have a lot to say about that. You know, I look at AJ, if we let him sit in the pocket and don't put no pressure, if we play Alabama like we played Georgia the second half, I don't think we're gonna get a victory. You see what I'm saying? If we can jump out there on them and force AJ to move in the pocket, it's going to be a long day for Alabama. Because I think our defense can contain that running back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, AJ is not an active quarterback on the scramble. Now, if he's sitting still, I give it to him. He is an active quarterback. He's pretty decent, but on the scramble, AJ cannot handle it.
Yeah, but one thing about it, when AJ get in a game-winning situation, he comes through.
Most definitely.
He comes through because
I hear you that.
Yeldon and Drake, they gonna eat that line up come fourth quarter. If you ever pay attention to it, a lot of times fourth quarter, Yeldon might not have but 35, 40 yards, but end up with over 100 yards.
He's the stronger and longer.
Because the fourth quarter, he gained 67 yards because they running that clock down your throat, they killing the ball. Yeah. And AJ is gonna have a breakout game. He haven't had a real big breakout game this year. You know, he been in the Heisman talk.
He needs one. He needs one.
Yeah, he been in the Heisman talk, even though he's not gonna win the Heisman.
He's more of a game manager. See, that's what it is. He ain't got the stats.
That's right.
That the big guys got, like the guy from what's the West Coast team, Mariano, what's his name?
Mariano.
He don't think, you know, they don't have, he don't have no high flash offense. They straight smash mouth, flash mouth.
That's right.
And like I'm saying, I'm looking at him with total offense. Auburn total offense is ranked #2 in the SEC, whereas Bama is ranked #8.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, they win the game that they need to win. It ain't, it's like prime example today, they beat Chattanooga, 49-0. You know, I don't even think they got a test on that. Whereas when they get ready to come with Auburn, that speed, there's gonna be some speed coming off the corner that they haven't even seen before. Plus, with this extra week we had to prepare for them. You know, I'm expecting a big game. If we keep the game close the first half, I think we'll be all right the second half.
But what I believe is going to happen this game, Auburn is going to try to worry about stopping the run so much, and Amari Cooper hasn't had a big game this year. You know, he had over 1,000 yards.
You're right.
This might be his breakout game.
You're right.
You know, so with that play action pass, and they try to contain the run, AJ is going to eat them up with that play action pass. Other than that, you know, you have to watch Auburn. Let me flip to Auburn for a minute. You got Sammy Coates, 700 receiving yards, local kid from Leroy. He had an outstanding breakout year. So he is a deep threat, and Alabama secondary is suspect. I must say that. But hopefully that front seven contain Nick Marshall so good where they force Auburn to pass, because Auburn, Marshall only have 1,500 passing yards this year. They're not a passing team. I mean, you got they got four running backs with over 500 yards apiece. So they got a good running attack. So hopefully CJ and the crew could contain these running backs and force them to pass. And if they do, Alabama will come out on top. But if they can't contain that run, it's going to be a long day.
Just to back you up on that, D, the stats again, you talking about passing efficiency. Alabama is ranked #3 in the SEC, where Auburn is ranked #7 in the SEC as far as passing efficiency. So therefore, again, just to ride off Coach OJ coattails, if we let AJ sit in the pocket, it's going to be a long night for our DBs. Because they can only cover so much. Our front seven, they can't play like they played against Georgia. The last week, to me, the biggest play that D4 had was when he hit Georgia quarterback and caused him the ball to go up in there. Because Georgia was like, they was going to come back and whoop him.
Yeah, right.
And the biggest play D4 had was that last play. If you remember, the last play of the game, when the Georgia quarterback, they pushed him up in the pocket. Yeah. He was getting ready to make the passing attempt, and D4 came off the end because they wasn't bringing no pressure.
Right.
They wasn't bringing no pressure off the corners.
I kind of want to touch bases back on that, on Marshall. Now, we say he only has, what, 1,500 yards?
Yeah,
1,500 yards passing. But has he really been put in that situation to pass? Now, we can look back and we take footage back to looking at Marshall passing. Marshall can actually throw the ball. And he is to me, he's an accurate passer. But he just hasn't been put in that situation. Now, if I was an Auburn coach, my whole game plan this week would have been putting him in a passing situation to come at Alabama with the thought of you coming at me and only I'm running that.
Well, I'm not going to say he's an accurate passer because he only completed 58% of his passes. So he's not no accurate passer. You know, he's an athlete that's playing quarterback and they getting by with the running game. They're not getting by as him being a quarterback. They're getting by him running.
Yeah, but see, when it comes down to Alabama playing defense, if they call themselves trying to put a spy in the box because they worried about him rushing, he gonna show you better than he can tell you. Because Auburn, they're more of a quick hit team. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and look at all our plays for the most part this year, whenever our receivers have been wide open, it's been a busted play on defense on coverage. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, you know, we don't expect him to show enough, just come out there and just start thumping it. But if you try to mirror him, you limiting yourself. Now you actually, instead of having 11 on 11, you have 10 on 11. Because that one man, he's actually following Nick instead of anybody else. And that's good. I want you to mirror him because that's going to hurt you when it comes down to cover 2 and then man on man. You know, because that boy Lewis, you got to cover for him. You bring him out the backfield. What linebacker going to go with him? CJ can't be everywhere.
No. He can't.
He can't. And like I said earlier, as far as passing efficiency, you know, you see how well Auburn is, you see where Alabama is. You know, so I think like I said back, it's gonna come down in the trenches to the run game.
It's gonna be an issue of quarterback. You're saying Nick AJ McCarron was a game manager, and he's gonna have to continue to be that game manager because unlike Nick Marshall with 58% completion rate, you got AJ McCarron who's nearly 70%.
Exactly.
He got and Marshall with only 9 touchdowns, 5 picks. And you got AJ McCarron that's got about 21 touchdowns and 5 picks. So I mean, he's definitely the game manager. But you got in that backfield, you got 3 running backs. But you got 3 running backs that's combined. You know, that's going
over
that's
5
going to run
yards
it.
a carry.
That's going to run it right down your mouth. You got Yelvin with 102 yards a game. Drake with about 65 yards a game, and Derrick Henry averaging about 11. Yeah, he averaging 11, but he got 11 strong. You know,
that's Drake.
No, that's Henry.
Okay.
Derrick Henry. But so and with Auburn giving up 16, nearly 1,700 rushing yards a game, you know that's saying a lot. I mean, we Alabama got the chance to run it down their mouth. You know what I'm saying? And as far as and they also giving up 27, almost 2,800 passing yards too. So they secondary ain't that great.
They giving up 200 passing yards.
No, they're giving up about 2,800 passing yards
for the year. Okay.
On the year stats.
So that's middle of 200 some yards a
game. Yeah. Because like I said, just to ride your coattail on that, looking at the Russian defense, Bama good for the Russian. They rank number 1 in the SEC, where you got Auburn being number 9.
Yeah, Bama only allowing 911 yards rushing, you know, as opposed to and 1,800 yards passing. So you know, so I mean, the defense is there. We just gotta play smart. We gotta play 4 quarters. Unlike the year we played against Cam, then that whole season we pretty much played 3 quarters every game. But you know, we gotta play 4 quarters.
And to ride your coattail again, looking at the stats, total defense, Alabama number 1. And there's only 14 teams in the SEC, and Auburn, we're down to number 11. We're number 11.
So and not only that too, I haven't really watched Auburn all year, but when I do watch the highlights, if you let Auburn hang around, they find a way to win. They made me a believer when they beat Texas A&M. I became a believer. I was thinking all these games were flukes.
And that was there.
Yeah, but when they beat Texas A&M, it woke me up to pay attention to Auburn. I said, well, Malzahn, he got something going special. You know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy thing, D. That's the majority of the same team from last year.
Right.
But the thing about it is, I think we was talking about it earlier this week. Majority of those recruits, if I'm not mistaken, were there from Arizona.
Yeah.
See, we only was going from Auburn 1 year. So that's like D telling me to come run an offense that he has implemented.
Yeah.
He has left. He the brainchild of that offense. I can't do nothing with it. Those guys, I think they didn't catch on to it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas now, the creator of that offense is back. Not only is he back, he's the head coach. So, hey, you know, that's why I think we're doing so well right now. Then you got to give it to the staff. We got one of our local coaches there, Damien. He has those kids believing. He has those kids believing. And I think I saw an interview, I was interviewing Damien, and he said that one of the slogans that they have the kids saying now is, what will be your legacy? Meaning, what will they remember about you when you leave? Prime example, like when Lewis got that, I call it the immaculate reception last week. The first thing Damien said when he walked in the locker room, Lewis yelled at him, what's going to be your legacy, coach? You know, because everybody going to remember Lewis for that catch.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to remember him for that catch, you know. But I'm going to tell y'all one thing we overlooking for real. Special teams.
Special teams.
Yeah.
That was the next thing I was going to touch on.
Go ahead, Coach.
That has to be, that is going to be the key to the game. Now, definitely with field goals. I don't have any stats on the actual field goals on Alabama, but I know that they are subject to missing.
Well, Alabama has an excellent field goal kicker. I can tell you that. Yeah, they do have a great field goal kicker. I don't think he missed many this year. I mean, they got long distance, short distance, and he's very accurate. And Christian Jones, he had first game 2 kickoff returns. He's been quiet ever since. It's time for him to have another good game for us to kick off and punt returns, because that will be a big factor in this game.
Very big factor.
If a team can control the special team game, kickoff returns, you know, stuff like that, it's gonna make a big difference.
So
real big difference.
My thing is how's the whoever hits in that box first, how that team gonna react towards that. That's gonna be the key thing. Now I know I'm not the Alabama fan, but I know Alabama does have the potential to get hit in the mouth and then come right back. But is Auburn ready for that if Alabama come down and snatch
it? That don't break.
Bend but don't break. That's going to be a
But you got to look at it. Alabama, I don't think they trailed none this year to nobody they played. They did. It might have been a minute or two. So Alabama haven't trailed out this year. So
which they should have.
What Auburn needs to do is try to get out, score quick, and get the lead and get the momentum. You know? Because I mean, even though Alabama's a championship team, you know, they're not used to trailing.
So right now,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't see it as a comeback team. Like one of you guys said earlier, when you let a team hang around you, you asking for trouble. If you don't have that kill instinct, you smell that blood, you don't lose that Mike Tyson instinct, you're gonna lose the game. Just like what OJ was saying earlier, looking at the punt return, Alabama ranked number 1 in the SEC. Punt, Alabama ranked number 1 in the SEC. But as far as punt return now, Alabama's number 1, Auburn is number 2. But when it comes down to actual punt, Alabama is number 1, Auburn is number 3. Just being separated by Texas A&M. So special team field position is gonna have a lot to do with it.
It's gonna be a big key.
Yeah, and especially if you get Alabama pinned down on that Auburn side where the student section at, oh man, I'm looking at a bunch of offsides on offense for Alabama. I'm looking for it. Because they've been tested, being down there and actually having been on the plane and being down in that student section right there. Oh man,
they did get you know, usually that same situation what you was just saying happened last year when LSU and Alabama. You know, even though they came out with the win, but that crowd did show a lot of effects to Alabama when it came to calling plays or ordering out of the play. That did affect Alabama. So it's not how they're gonna handle it.
But one more key thing I want to point out though, Alabama has been in big games for the last 4 years. Number of big games. This is Auburn's biggest game since Cam Newton, since they play Oregon.
That's true.
And these kids that's on this team haven't experienced a big game yet, besides the one they had with Texas A&M earlier year. They haven't experienced a game of this magnitude, and then by being the Iron Bowl and the biggest Iron Bowl ever, you know, how is these kids gonna react and stand up to this big game pressure? You know,
I don't think that would be a problem there. The reason I don't believe that would actually be a problem because you know football, you play football. You done already built up your momentum by going. Well, we're 9. They were 9-1. 10-1. You 10-1. You got that arrogance. You got that arrogancy in you that you're not gonna let nobody come in here and beat you.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's different.
But a 10-1 season throughout the SEC, playing teams and playing in an Iron Bowl or a bowl game is 2 different experiences.
No comparison.
It's gonna be an emotional ride. It's gonna be an emotional ride for the seniors.
This local hometown you played against, in city ball, state football.
And then look, you got Dismute, the center, from across the bay.
Yeah.
Him and AJ, all of them partners.
Yeah.
CJ.
Yeah.
I can't remember some of the other cats that's on the team now.
But the only local kid that I can think of.
Yeah, he's supposed to come up.
The local kid I can think of with Auburn is you got a Salmon coach, like I said, he from Leroy, and you got the guy, he the fullback, he transferred from Illinois, I can't think his name, but he was up in Illinois, and he transferred down here because his mom got sick, he played for Auburn, number 43. I can think of name right now. Those are the 2 local kids that I can think of that's on Auburn, but Alabama is stacked with local kids from Mobile and Baldwin County. I mean, they are stacked.
There's a lot of local hometown flavor.
Got about 5 or 2 on.
You can't forget about There's a lot of hometown flavor on the team. But like I said, I'm looking for a good game. You were saying there, I think Auburn can't get too complacent. It's going to be an emotional game, and I think we need to use that crowd. We need to ride off that crowd, man. And that's going to benefit the defense. We need to ride off that crowd, and Lord knows I don't want to play like we did with Georgia. If we get to jump on Alabama, we need to smash the gas.
Got to step on.
We need to smash the gas.
We have to step on.
The 12th man will definitely be a factor, and should be a factor for Auburn, and in order for them to win. But trying to overcome that Alabama, they known the quiet crowds. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple of interesting stats I got is that Auburn and Alabama kind of neck and neck with, like, Auburn allowing only 39 points a game, and Alabama on 38.8 points a game. Scoring. Right. But they 44.3% third down as well. Auburn is, and Bama is 48.7% on third down. But the key factor right here is Auburn is about 50%, a little over 50% on 4th down completion. Alabama is 71.4% on 4th down completion. So I think if they get into a situation where Nick Saban is 4th and short, and depending on where they are in the field, it's gonna be some challenges taken. It's gonna be some challenges taken for the simple fact that I think that Auburn is tweaking a lot of trick plays for this game.
And that's what they did to you, 2 years ago?
Yeah, right.
And then when they opened up on you 21 points.
Yeah.
And you better believe Gus is gonna let it go. Gus is gonna let it hang. He gonna let it hang. And when you go back to that saying that by Nick Saban, great coach.
Yeah.
You can't take that from him. He's a great coach. Good. But one thing I gotta say is he's by the book. Now he would definitely shock me if he go for them 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s right at the 50,
I'm not saying,
right on the other side of the 50.
I'm not saying that he will. I'm just saying if he needs to, he know that his team is 71% on 4th.
Well, you're gonna be 71% if you only went 2 times.
Well, I don't know how many times they go.
Well, we gonna say because it's very seldom that if he ever tried,
but
niggas by the book.
Yeah, but Coach, looking at it though, we talk about 4th down conversion. The 4th in the SEC, Bama is ranked number 3 on 4th down conversion, and Auburn, Arkansas is tied for 9th. Bama's being beat out by Missouri and Vanderbilt on 4th down conversion, but it's rare that the reason they probably right there where they are now because it's rare that they even have opportunity to go for 4th down.
That's what
because they hit 1st down. I think it's going to be a real crucial for all teams. Once you get on 1st down, if you can average over 3 yards, your 1st down, now you kind of got the defense suspect.
Right.
You got both teams need to get some positive, at least 3 the minimum. The 1st down.
And I think that Alabama need to first come out and establish their running game off the top. I mean, because of the fact that Auburn allows 16, nearly 1,700 passing yards a game. I think that they need to establish their running game. Get Yeldon in there. Get Drake in there with fresh legs. Once Yeldon, run over him a little bit. Drake get in or switch it. Drake go in first, you know, Yeldon come in with the quicker legs, you know what I'm saying? And Derrick Henry for the power, you know, late in the game.
And I think that's what they'll do as well, but I think if Auburn come at you with 8 or 9 in the box, starting it off and they start shutting it down, I know you're going to have to open.
But if they come with 8 or 9 in the box, AJ going to eat them up with play action.
Well,
so
I understand.
I don't think they want to make that mistake to try to put 8 mans in the box to stop Yeldon. When they know they got a big time quarterback.
See too, y'all tackle suspect on defense. Because what I'm going to say here, looking at the stats again on offense.
Yeah.
Auburn is ranked number 3 as being by sacks in SEC, and that's in out of 11 games.
Right.
That's 24 sacks. You looking at Bama, Texas A&M, and Florida are tied for 9th with Bama with only 17 sacks.
But you got to look at this though. Auburn don't pass that much, so that's why the quarterback.
We don't have to. That's why we the number 1 rush. That's the best way to beat Bama. By what? Rushing, keeping AJ.
And they got to play ball control, clock control.
That's right.
Because if Alabama offense get out there, you aren't gonna stop it so many times.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true.
You aren't gonna stop it. So, if Auburn want to win, they're gonna have to pull out a lot of tricks.
They got to pull out a lot of tricks.
And not only that,
get at AJ.
And they need, even if they do lose, they need to make it a close game because this got a lot of BCS
standards and all.
See, I think we know we may not be able to play for the national championship because right now we're ranked number 6.
Yeah.
I don't think Auburn will be able to play for the national championship, but we're gonna have a lot to say about it.
Yeah. Right.
Because
you got a lot to say.
It'll be hard for us to overjump Florida State and all them others.
Yeah.
But with this being the Iron Bowl, last year being a down season for Bama, y'all embarrassed us last year.
But they need a good game regardless though.
Last year.
Because if they win or lose, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Alabama's just about guaranteed a BCS game.
Well,
if they lose to Auburn, they still won out.
But
each conference can have 2 teams for the BCS. So Auburn, if they lose, they need a close game because Missouri might get picked before them because they're gonna make it to the if they make it to the NCC championship game. Depending on Missouri or South Carolina.
That's right.
Auburn want a good showing regardless that hopefully if they win or lose, they still want a good showing.
Yeah. And going back to third down. Third down conversion, what? Bama 3, Auburn is ranked 6. And SEC is for a third down conversion. Again, the other thing that hurt us throughout the season that I've noticed. Yeah. First down, we're not getting them positive yards like we should. But it's like when our back, like Coach OJ was saying earlier, it seems like when our back is up against the wall, it's like they dig in harder than you know, it's like I look at this team, we're not as physical, but we're a real emotional team, and they ride off that. Yeah. You know, they ride off
and not only that, they've been the underdogs most of the year. You know, they've been winning. Even though I think against Georgia, I think they was the underdog last year. I mean, last week against Georgia. Because I thought they were going to lose Georgia. Because Georgia had all their players back healthy. I'm like, and once again, like I said, when they beat Georgia, just like I said to Texas,
I think if Bama can establish a running game early and keep Auburn off the field, keep Nick Marshall at bay, and we score points every time we touch the ball, I think we'll emerge victorious. My prediction is Alabama 34, Auburn 27. Roll Tide.
Yeah. Well, I gotta have to come in on that. Hey, I'm going with the AU. I'm gonna stick with the AU. I think AU is gonna come up. Auburn's gonna come in. Nick Marshall's gonna have a good game. He's gonna actually have a come-out game that's gonna be a great passing game. Not only the running game. It's gonna be a lot of play action because Alabama's gonna focus on nothing but the straight read option, and that's where they're gonna get them. They're gonna pop them down deep, and they're gonna hit them quick. And I think Auburn's gonna actually jump up on top, and the score is gonna be Auburn 24, Alabama 21. I don't see too many scores this game.
Hey, I'm gonna just ride off Coach OJ's coattail. Hey, be a barrier of bad news, but I'm drinking out the cup.
That's right.
War Eagle. Score, I predict the score to be 42-37. We're gonna jump out there early. We definitely gonna need the crowd to get involved. Once again, 42-37. War Damn Eagle. Drink out the cup.
Well, make no mistakes about it.
Make no no mistake then.
I'm gonna say it once again. Make no mistakes about it. This is gonna be a dog fight. For the first 3 quarters, I think it's gonna be the test of both teams. But at the end, I got the roll with the tie, baby.
Oh, you
30 to 13.
You gonna roll with the
30 to 13.
30 to 13, Alabama.
On the plane.
On the plane.
On the plane.
On the
Okay.
And you're a Florida State fan. You gonna say Alabama?
And y'all gonna need would y'all have Tuma's corner to throw your
That's
toilet
right.
paper?
Throw our toilet paper.
Well, they probably throwing their toilet paper in the stands this game after they lose 30 to 13. So, roll tide, baby. And I like to, invite everyone to come out. 2345 Hall Mill Road, Boz, LaPorta, Reynolds. Enjoy yourself. Like I said, it's free to everybody, to the public. We're gonna have plenty of drinks, food. We're gonna have a good time. Auburn fan, Alabama fans, no matter who you is, you're welcome to come by. We enjoying it. So come on and enjoy yourself. So if you have any questions, you can call me. My number 391-7211. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. We're gonna put these guys' number on here if you want to talk about the comment. It'll be on Facebook, YouTube. So enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching the show. Good night.
Premier Big Skat 44. We'll see you at halftime at Iron Bowl next week, baby.
Roll Tide, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
Just like that. Just like that.
Y'all, you should say enough saying to throw the hole.
Yup, just throw the hole up there just like that.
Clean too. I know Bo Jackson took goddamn sick. Woo! Them Bo Jackson we got
Bo
all
Tide.
got the